what if Overwatch heroes were also Pokemon trainers? Well, let's get right into it. D.va is speedy and prone to self-destructing, so it's only fitting that she'd be paired with the exploding menace Electrode. Domina, as a sly, strong queen, would obviously be rocking a Nidoqueen for herself. As a strong melee combatant, Doomfist would pair very well with an Urshifu single strike style. I think Hazard would take a fellow spiky-backed nuisance and train with a Chestnut. JQ would likely take along someone who matches her queenly majesty and have Serena. Big Man Malga with his 2 giant cannons would obviously have a Big Man Blastoise. Both AI construct creations by scientists, I think it's only fair that Orisa and Magearna would make great partners. And if anyone fits Ramatra's most famous quote, "Suffer as I have," it's your boy Psyduck. Reinhardt has a huge hammer, Tankaton has a huge hammer. It seems like a match made in heaven. Roadhog needs a companion that can refill his take-a-breather fume, so Weezing seems like the ideal choice. Sigma controls gravity and has the ability to create mini black holes. Gardevoir also shares this ability. The pair can cause some mayhem together. Hyper-intelligent gorilla? Meet hyper-intelligent orangutan. Winston and Oranguru would have some wonderfully scientific conversations if you ask me. Wrecking Ball is an evil hamster hell-bent on destruction. Funny enough, so is Morpeko. At least when it's angry. And Saria's gonna need a Pokemon that can keep up with her in the gym, so that's why I think Machamp would be the best option. Onrong, as a strong and flashy fire user with the grace of a dancer, would have a ballet-style Oricorio. Ash, with her rich background and snobby attitude, seems like she'd have a Persian with her. And I think Bastion's bird friend Ganymede needs a bird pal. And I think the best option would be a Pick-a-Peck. Now, maybe a bit of a stretch, but Cassidy is a cowboy, and you know what crosses the screen for every cowboy duel? That's right, Wild Bramblin! Echo is the adapting duplication robot, so naturally Ditto would be her best partner. As a ruthless killing cyborg, I believe Emery would be great for rocking a King Gambit. Frey is an interesting one, but I think Venonat would fit her really well. The poison typing, along with the large eyes that can act as a radar, would make her bounty hunting go to the next level. Genji is pretty self-explanatory, he'd have a Greninja. Hanzo, I also think is pretty self-explanatory, and he would have a Decidueye. Junkrat picks up a whole new trap with his Pokemon being a Galarian Stunfisk. May, also known as the Icy Hellspawn, does have a very fun and gentle attitude, so I think a Spheal would be a great fit for her. Farrah is a flyer who shoots cannons. Okay, maybe it's a rocket launcher, but if we say it's cannons, then 2 cannon fits her perfectly. Reaper would almost certainly travel with a Darkrai to help commit and conceal his crimes. Shion, as a futuristic biker, would obviously have a Miraidon. Sierra, with her smart auto-targeting, would have a Dragapult to match with the smart targeting Dragon Darts. Sojourn's little pup Murphy needs a friend, and I think Yamper fits the bill. Now, Soldier 76 is a pretty standard guy, and I think he'd have a fairly standard Pokemon, so we'll give him a Mightyena. Now, originally Sombra was giving me some trouble, and then I remembered the Pokemon that can hack any electronic, so Rotom is the obvious choice. Symmetra, who uses Hard Light to create structures and barriers, would be an amazing fit for Mr. Mime and all his barriers. I think the angry little Swedish man Torbjorn needs a companion who can match or even exceed his anger, so we'll go ahead and give him a Primeape. As a small, slim, and extremely speedy attacker, I think Tracer would have an amazing time with Zeraora as her Pokemon. Vendetta, also known as La Lupa, would have a hard-hitting wolf like Midnight Form Lycanroc. Venture needs a partner who can help them dig on all their expeditions, so here we introduce Diggersby. And Widowmaker, with all her talents, would have an Ariados with the hidden ability Sniper. Compassionate and friendly, but can be extremely destructive when angered. That's right, I'm talking about both Anna and Drampa. A happy-go-lucky support like Baptiste needs a happy-go-lucky Pokemon, just like Pachirisu. Brigitte, who strives to support and protect her team, would need a Pokemon with the same attitude, and I think that's why she would have an Indeedee. Iari, who harnesses the power of the sun, would clearly have a Solrock as her primary Pokemon. And I think the mysterious but adorable flying cat, Jetpack Cat, would pair really well with a Mew. Now, for Juno, there's only so many Pokemon that come from space, and none specifically that are from Mars, but Minior are said to have traveled to Earth on shooting stars, so it makes sense that one may have hitched a ride on Juno's shuttle. Hideko is another one that's pretty obvious. She utilizes the Kitsune spirit, so we're looking at a Ninetales. But to be a better fit for the color scheme, let's go with an Alolan Ninetales. Lifeweaver adores flower designs, so I think it only makes sense that he would have a Floette. Now, Lucio, I think, is our only Overwatch hero who would have more than one Pokemon, but they aren't so much battle companions as they are part of the band. While Lucio DJs, we've got Toxtricity amped and low-key form on guitars, Meloetta on vocals, and you can't forget about Rillaboom on the drums. As the Guardian Angel of Overwatch, I think it's only fair that Mercy have a Guardian Angel type Pokemon like Audino as her companion. I'm not really sure why, but Mizuki's vibe is kind of giving me Chandelure for his Pokemon. Moira, as a doctor always striving to improve via experiments, would need a willing assistant who could also have the ability to challenge her mentally. So I think the 5000 IQ Alakazam fits the bill. Wu Yang is a hero who needs someone who can flow with and control water like him. So I think we're going to give him a Tapu Fini. Zenyatta needs himself a peaceful Pokemon. One that strives in tranquility, but can also be an offensive menace when needed. And I personally think there's only one right answer here, and that's Shaman. Cute and graceful normally, but when it goes into its sky form, becomes a strong battler in case peace isn't an option. And there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, smash that subscribe button. And if you have your own opinions on which Overwatch hero would utilize what Pokemon, please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear everyone's takes. Thanks again, and I'll catch you all next time.